In the heart of the city, where dreams come alive, BWatts on the mic with that fire in his eyes. From the court to the field, every game, every fight, he's the voice of the struggle under stadium lights. He's seen the highs and the lows, the wins and the pain, every triumph and tear, every loss in the rain. But through it all, he stands tall, never backs down, with a heart full of love for this sports-loving town. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. Every story, every glory, every promise we keep. From the love of the game to the struggles we face, he's the voice of the people in the sacred space. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. There's love in the air for the game and the grind, for the players who hustle, leaving it all behind. Through the sweat and the tears, the blood and the fight, BWatts tells the stories under the bright lights. In the silence of the night, when the crowd fades away, he's the echo of hope at the end.
Who else wants some? They say my D-line didn't exist. Bullshit.
It's my favorite thing.
It's time to get nasty. It's time to get nasty.
Are you practicing to practice, or you practicing to be great?
Which way am I going?
What's coming? You on the way?
What's going on, family? How y'all doing? It's Thursday night. It is Thursday night. Sports Talk with BWatts, along with Greg Seddy and JR Boxing. I had no idea JR Boxing was going to be here tonight. I thought he was still on vacation, but I see he done pulled up in the chat, and he will be on the stage right now. The only thing that I ask that you do, hit the like button. Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel, Sports Talk with BWatts. And also hit that bell notification to let you know whenever I go live or drop a video. Also, if you like to support the broadcast through Cash App, through Super Chats, or join the membership. Join the membership if you like to continue to support the broadcast in any kind of way. Want to thank everybody who's already joined the membership. I appreciate each and one of you for doing that. I also want to say a thanks to everybody who's been supporting my broadcast so far, no matter if you're in the chat, nor if you just sitting at home watching it on TV. We just want to say thank you. All right. Appreciate you. Well, let me get ready to bring up the guys we're getting ready to talk about. Shedeur Sanders. He's been on fire at that OTA, Cleveland Browns OTA. I know it's just OTAs. I know it's just shorts, no pressure on the quarterback or nothing like that. But hey, sometimes you have to deal with whatever they throw at you. If OTAs is what it is, you got to go out there and take advantage of it. And since Shedeur is a 5th round draft pick, 144 pick, he need to make every throw count, because If you look at it, the way it's going, he's not getting that many reps. That's facts, as we saw yesterday. I'm not saying things won't change. And also, he's the fourth quarterback on the depth chart. So every rep that he get, he need to take advantage of it. It don't matter if it's OTAs, minicamp, or what. Take advantage of it. Don't know if he's gonna get traded. Don't know if he's gonna get cut. Just don't know. Just an opinion. This is just an opinionated show. But me, I'm gonna stand on that hill with my flag and I'm gonna plant it in the ground. I just got faith. He will be quarterback one, game one. Sports talk will be what. I'm not gonna waver. I'm not gonna wobble. I'm gonna stand by it. No matter if they want him there or not. If he's there on that roster, he gonna be quarterback one. You can believe that. Also, before I bring the guys up, don't forget I got a special. I'm having a special broadcast this Wednesday coming up. At 3 p.m. Eastern time. I have a special guest. When I woke up this morning, I was looking at to see who have followed me. I seen I had a follower on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. It was Garrett Bush out there in Cleveland, Ohio, who covers the Cleveland Browns. I hit him up once I saw him where he's described. So I hit him up and he hit me right back. He said, anytime from 2 to 4 on Wednesday, I'm available. So I picked the 3 o'clock and he said, let's run it. So look for him on the special show. All right. Let's see who we got back here. Let's bring the guys up. JR Boxing and Greg said it. What's up, man? JR, man, I thought you was out there on that surf chasing Moby Dick. What happened to Greg? Let's see.
I'm back. Made it back safe, man. The weather was starting to get bad in the Carolinas, man.
Hey, it got bad down here in Georgia, big dog. It was a tornado. Yeah. Man, I seen on the news a while ago. It took a house off its cinder blocks up there in Henry County and just throw it everywhere, bro. You know what? I was asleep when it was going on.
That's all right, bro. I sleep through anything, man. But
man, man. What's up, Greg? Man.
I'm just saying, why I didn't get the memo.
What's going on?
We was a temptation day. I could have put my black shirt on too.
It's a golf shirt. This is a golf shirt. I threw this on to drive back home, man.
They thought it was a temptation. How do you do, Greg? Hey, I thought that thing that's on backfield emotion. How you gonna do that backfield emotion? Hey, do the
with y'all, man.
Yeah.
I would have put my shirt on. It's right there.
Nah, I just
right in there.
Right family, let's go. Bye.
The bad boy said he gonna do the temptation. Say he gonna do all 5 of them.
Oh man. Greg, you something else. I got you. I'm coming back at you. I'm coming back.
The bad boy gonna do his shoulder like this. Man, temptation don't do that, man. He ain't gonna do the Shedeur. You acting like Juju.
It's all about the hand motions. There's gonna be some hands involved and fingers.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. You're right. It's about that hand motion, man. It's about that hand. I want to say hello to everybody in the chat. I see y'all. Miss I Love CC. I see Miss E. Willer, Crystal Wise, William, Crystal Nash, Williams. I see y'all. Simon Yahweh. Who we got? Latanya Jones. I see you. I see y'all. Sabrina Blankenship. I see you. I see you. James, I see you. Chad Griffin, I see you. I see you. We see you. We looking dead at y'all. We appreciate y'all. We really do. Wayne Hood, what's up? Alan, what's going on? Miss Clara Jones, what's going on? Freeman Harry, what's up? Val C, how you doing? Timothy, how you doing? Real Spear, Kenneth Wilson, my dog. Kate Sutton, what's going on? Rolling with Ben, what's up? 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 Miss Carolyn Shepard, how you doing? Main H, Miss Philly Smith, what's up? What's up? Appreciate y'all, Mr. Miami Southbound. Paid Bond, what's up? Where you been, bro? Say Mo, what's up, man? How you doing? Arizona Earth. Love that intro, brother. Hey, appreciate it. Let's get into it, fella. We're gonna start with JR Boxing. Then we'll go with Greg. We're gonna keep that same rotation going. It's been helping. It's been a blessing to have both of these brothers with me Thursday night, and it's been a blessing. That's all I can say. I'm grateful. Check this out, JR. I know I've been talking to you Tuesday, but look here. I know it's OTA, right? I know many NFL player, former NFL players, I don't see them online say, hey, don't pay no attention. That's just OTAs. Talk to me when minicamp start, when they got some competition on hand. But OTA for Shedeur, to me, he need to capitalize on everything they give him because he's still on that. Where they don't roll it out, he's still fourth on that depth chart. So talk to me about the OTAs, how you have seen Shedeur perform so far.
For Shedeur, I mean, the competition start for Shedeur when he wake up, get out of the bed. You know, being fourth on the depth chart, like we said, you got a steeper hole to climb out of, and the proof is in the pudding. I mean, from what we see, from what the Browns is kind of allowing to be put out, right? We see it there. You know, numbers speak for itself. But yeah, that competition starts from the moment he wake up. Once he get in the facility, it's competition. If you're waiting until you get to training camp, you know, official training camp, then you done already put yourself behind the power curve. And we know grown don't operate like that. So he already getting busy. And that's prevalent in these early you know, OTAs, whether it's mandatory or whether it's not mandatory. But he already getting busy in the OTAs, and I like to see it. Shout out to 12 for real.
I kind of ran across your show, BWatts, the other day. What was that, yesterday? And I heard you kind of doing a little ventation going on, and you was like saying, you know, you wanted to admit some things. You was like, you know, all I can do is think about Greg said it. You know, you was talking about how they was treating your boy up there and how I was looking, you know, and you know, I think it was about a week ago when people was trying to, I think it was a week, could have been 2 weeks. People was kind of like in their feelings when I was telling them, you know, y'all better watch out for these folks. They talk a good game, you know. And he said, because on one end you say it's just the OTAs, and on the other end they say it's just the OTAs. How do you win? It's like anything you do, oh, it's just the OTAs. Anything that he accomplished, it's just the OTAs. You know, nobody want to give him the credit that he's supposed to get.
Right.
What he's accomplishing, as if I don't care what you call the camp. I don't care if you call it Fruit Loop TAs. I mean, it don't matter what you call it. Is he throwing the ball? You got an equal playing field, even though it's not equal as far as the reps. They got the same chance to put up the same numbers. But when he do it, oh, it's just OTAs. Well, then they should be doing the same thing. They should be doing 80%, 90% too. If it's just OTA, nobody ain't hit nobody, ain't gonna hit him anyway. When do they hit the quarterbacks? Only time you get hit is in the game. Oh, a threat of getting hit. Well, they threaten to get hit now. I mean, they ain't got no pass, but they doing rushing and stuff like that. Just give them a look. So it's like they already playing it down. So y'all got to look at what these folks doing. Forget the emotions of it. Look at what they say. Look at what they do. Like, especially the media and the people, they try to water it down. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, it's pretty weird when you try to play down everything he do. Like, how long do you keep doing it? Because if he was skipping the ball off the ground, they were saying cut him. So in the same situation, you know, you don't want to give him the credit for what he is doing. But if he was playing bad, they'll be talking about putting him on the first bus out of there. And that's what is just weird to me.
Yeah, I agree with you, Greg. I agree with you. The media, I mean, they playing it down big time. Ain't nowhere to cut it. They playing it down just OTAs. And like you saying, and JR just said it too, no matter what it is, Shedeur got to go out there and win every rep. He got to be better than Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel. He got to be better than them out the gate, no matter what. And I heard Joe Flacco today in the interview, JR. He said, "Yeah, I ain't here to mentor. I'm here to be the starting quarterback." Yeah. And so when he said that, I thought about JR. I said, "Whoa." I said, "Whoa." He said he ain't here to mentor. He said he hope they listen to him and watch him, but I ain't get off my couch there to come out here and mentor nobody. Yeah, So when you look at the role of Joe Flacco, fellas, what y'all think? Talk to me, JR.
Look, man, Joe can say whatever he want. He there to be the starting quarterback, but that's what you want in a competitor, right? Nobody gonna sit up there at the podium and say, "No, I'm here to mentor these young guys, and I'm here to do this, I'm here to do that." But in those meeting rooms, I'm sure he's giving that mentorship moment. I'm sure he's going over certain things and going over certain coverages and the things that will help grow people in the sport of football. But yeah, if he go up to the podium and say, "Well, yeah, I'm just here to mentor him," yeah, you writing your ticket out. Look, we can just cut you. But the conversations that he's probably had with the GM and head coach and Kevin Stefanski. Look, Joe there to mentor, man, because the writing on the wall for him. At 41 years old, I don't see you making it through a 17 game season, but also the competitor in you don't lose that, right? You always a competitor, especially in a sport so violent as football. You always a competitor. You always want to come in and practice and take the approach as if you're the number one person. That's the mindset you got to have, especially at the quarterback position. But shout out to Joe Flacco, man. But look, Joe, in my eyes and the eyes of every fan in Cleveland and in this chat with BWatts and Greg said it, hey, brother, you that a mentor. It is what it is. But it's you, Greg.
Yeah, what it is. What you think about
It
Joe
what it
Flacco,
is.
Greg?
I mean, you got to look at the type of guy he think he is. In his mind, he think he is like Hall of Famer. I mean, because you look at most people play that long as a starting quarterback. He didn't build his career like Chase Daniels, all these people run their mouth. I did 15 years or 10 years as he was backup quarterback. That was your career. Kind of like what Pickett is working. He should be aiming to be a good backup quarterback. I'm here just to fill in because Flacco has always seen himself as a starter, and that's what he's been. And he wants to go out as a starter like the greats. Brady didn't go out on as a backup, as a mentor. Breeze didn't go out. Peyton Manning. He sees himself on that level. He don't see himself as an old school quarterback who go all the way out as a backup quarterback. He want to go out on top. This man will retire before he sit on that bench. That's what I see. If he get down to the wire and they looking like he'll be like, you know what? In August, you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and sit down. He's not gonna go do that. He clearly see himself as a guy who's supposed to be starting. That's why he there. He want to play till 47-year-old. My concern with him is, I was looking at the other channel, like content in Cleveland. They were like, yeah, he still got the arm. And, they were seeing his arm go down. His arm probably wouldn't go down, but his legs will. But your legs will. All right. And guess what? You running for your life and you running like a stick man, that's what's going to go out before your arm. You got to be able to move and you got to be able to take some hits. Now, one thing Shedeur showed, he take too many hits. But you're 40-something years old, they knock your back out. Forget your arm, your back. He'll have a whole back brace out there. You come on now. You even take these 20-year-olds hitting you on your back at 40.
Nah.
So
that's what ain't great.
So that's what people think. You put him in now, he ain't gonna take too many hits. Forget the arm. He's not playing 7-on-7. He's gonna be out there getting hit. So I'll be trying to hit him if I was everybody else. See how long it take him to get out the ground. Because I think he got out the ground a little different at 40 than 20.
I do.
You got to kick his leg out a little bit.
Had to roll over.
Yeah, roll over.
Find with a kickstand, like you said.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Swing the leg
Look for somebody to help you up and everybody know walk the way.
All that. All that.
Yeah.
You do that a few times a game.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know what he think he get into. This is not flag football, you know, because you do get hit, and unlike at practice, you do get hit. And you know, another thing about when you get 40 is recovery time ain't the same. You know, them little aches and you know and all that is different. So you know, you getting hit in the back, it don't go away in a few days. So it's a lot of things that people got to consider when you talking about this guy being your starting quarterback, and in the season is longer than it was when he started. Season just getting longer and longer and longer. He be ready to tap out.
Yep.
He need to quit playing with himself. It's a young man game.
Who you telling? Last 5 years, he ain't played in over 5 games.
Now, I ain't know it was that bad.
Last 5 years.
In 5 games in
I'm
the season?
serious.
In a season? In one season?
He haven't played in no. In 5. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Can I get? I know. Well, I don't want to look through my notes. Last year he played in 3 games. Year before that, 3 games. The next one that was 5 games. The next one was 5 games, and the next one after that, before that, 3rd game. 3 games. He ain't made it no 12 game season since 2000. I won't say 2021.
But is he getting hurt?
No, not 21. 2020. Yeah, he didn't get hurt, injured.
But
I don't even think he played a full season after he won the Super Bowl.
What kind of injury is he getting? Is it in the arms?
Oh, I don't know what kind of injury it was.
See what I'm saying? Like, you gotta think
I'm sure it ain't the leg. Yeah,
it ain't an arm injury. It's not an arm injury. It's not like he tore his rotator cuff and nothing like that.
Nah.
We gotta look at what type of injury he had.
I don't know why.
Nothing.
Either they lost, they were losing, the record was bad, they decided to go somewhere else with somebody else. I don't know why they pulled it.
Yeah, I mean, because for the most part, relatively, he been to the backup role over the last 5 years. So he just been coming in on some spot duty, but he hasn't been able to make it out. But it hasn't been like any major upper body injuries. Like what you're saying, Greg, is true. It wasn't no major upper body injury, so his arm is still gonna be his arm. It's just been all them other little nagging things, around. I don't even think I can't even recall no like real, no rib cage injury that involves upper body as well. But yeah, definitely nothing with his arm, nothing serious like a rotator cuff or elbow or something like that. It's just been some lower body stuff.
So that shows
he just ain't been that good. He ain't been productive.
I ain't want to say it, but BWatts gonna say it. He just ain't been that good.
The older he get.
Yeah, I said he just hasn't been productive.
But the older he get, does he get more productive? Does he get less likely to get injured or more likely to get injured? The older he get.
Oh, definitely more for sure.
So how do you, as a team, play this game with yourself? Think about the mindset of Cleveland. This is the team that drafted Gabriel before Shedeur, went and overpaid Watson, done ran off every good quarterback, done went and did everything ever since they left. Then you go get Flacco and Pickett. You go get a backup quarterback and a quarterback who washed up. So before you even got Shedeur them. That's basically what you was saying. That was the direction you was planning to go with your franchise.
Mm.
You didn't go get no Justin Fields or somebody young who still can play. You went and got that as your quarterback, knowing that every year your quarterbacks none of them make it through the season. They play all 47 quarterbacks. The receiver play quarterback, everybody play quarterback. So how do you sit around and go get 2 quarterbacks you know ain't finna make it through the season before you go get 2 rookies? Think about the mindset you got to have to do some mess like that. Like, are you trying to make it through the season? Especially if you don't put somebody in who you know can make it through the season.
Hey, shout out to V Real in the chat. He said 2020 it was a neck injury. He sustained some type of neck injury. But yeah, I agree. You spot on, man. Look, it, he not making it through the season, man. I mean, it's just not. They know the term. Everybody know the term. Football, NFL, not for
I
long.
think he
So
getting cut. He gonna be the one to get cut. You had me.
something gonna happen. Now I don't think he gonna get cut. BWatts still on that horse. They're gonna
Okay.
get cut. I still think Kenny Pickett the one that's
I'm
gonna get
gonna show you.
gonna
They
get
Beat Kenny Pickett.
But okay, let's go back to your point you made the other day that I walked in on. I just walked in on it. I replayed it or something. And your point was, and I don't know, was you playing a clip or I'm mixing what other people said? You know, we kind of like we mix. But you made the comment that is this to Shedeur's advantage either way? Right? Because we talked about Cam Ward, he a rookie. He getting the looks as if, you know, you getting all the looks you can get because you gotta compress time. It's a short summer. You're a rookie. You gotta not only learn to play, but you gotta be the leader. You got the boy up there in New York, Dart, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got him. You got all these quarterbacks who rookies who you're saying gonna be our guy. You making sure they get all the reps with the ones. Yet you got Shedeur way at the back. Still playing this game. Is he gonna make the team? They're gonna cut him. Is they gonna trade him? And you playing the game, and then you saying, okay, he's gonna be the number one quarterback. Well, if he do end up being the number one quarterback, you still put him at a disadvantage because he played that silly game all summer. And then you say, all right, go ahead and get in. Now you throw him in there. He ain't got the same playing field. He ain't got the same track, the same lane. That you gonna compare him to Cam Ward and all these other boys who've been running this thing since April, you know, May,
and then probably got
you
double, triple the reps
in August and be like, hey, and he gets 7 reps of practice all the way up to July or August, and you say, all right, you're gonna be our guy now. We had to let you prove yourself. Why you gotta prove yourself like that and be at a disadvantage if you do get in? How's that you getting the best out of me versus letting me get the same opportunity as the other guys?
Hey, you on to something, Greg? And once them reps start changing, you know, because everybody got a rep tracker these days of which quarterback doing the most reps. And from what we've seen or what's been posted, Shedeur was the only QB in single digits when it came to reps. So once we see those reps start to flip, you know, to get closer and closer, you know, double digits.
That ain't what they said though. They lied. Come on now. We don't talk about this. He said,
hold on. I know what Greg talking about. Hold on, Greg. This what you talking about right here.
The plan is flawed. You know what they're doing in New York, Chris? They're getting Jackson Dart ready to start. You know what they're doing in Tennessee, Chris? They're getting Cam Ward ready to start. Shedeur is an afterthought. A young quarterback needs the team to commit to him with everything. The offense, the coaching, the players around him. They work him in slowly. There's a ramp up. They give him a chance. He's not getting any of this. He's got to claw his way through 3 guys before he gets that chance. How the hell is he going to do this? Are the Browns committed to Shedeur Sanders? No.
It doesn't look that way.
Are they committed to Dylan?
I think he said it pretty clear. And because I'm thinking like,
yeah.
They told us that don't worry about everybody's gonna get a fair chance, an equal chance, right? Then it's not equal. Then they say, well, it'll change. Come on, man. Like if it's gonna be equal, everybody get the same reps. That's how you put it, but it's not. He got less reps. He didn't get to be with the first team. You say, well, that's gonna change, but then that will not be the same thing as, you know. That's why we said that didn't make no sense, because it's like that's not logical. You know, you especially trying to get somebody ready. If it's him, who getting ready for it? You ain't got time to play this game. So at what point do you wait for it to balance out? If it was going to be balanced, it should have been balanced day one. If it was an equal quarterback, 4-guy competing thing, then why does he have less reps? Why does he not get to go with they should get the same amount of reps in the beginning, because we sure don't expect it to be the same amount of reps next month, because somebody got to step up and be the guy. So if he's not getting the same reps now, when do he get the same reps? You could, oh, it's just the first day. Oh, it's just the second day. How long we just gonna say, oh, it's just? Because the later it get, we don't expect to be playing this lollipop game. Because somebody got to be ready to get them reps to be ready to lead the team. So who are you playing with? If you the longer you take to let him get the reps with the first team to prove himself, that was the concern at the beginning. Will he get enough reps to prove himself? Or will he always be with the team, the guys they say ain't gonna be there in September? And that's clearly who he's with. And then you downplay him by saying, well, who is he going against? Well, he's going against the fourth string, the third string line. They're going against the third string DB. You don't want to put him in that situation. Now you want to use it against him. You want to use it against him now. But the thing is, what are you afraid of? Are you afraid of being wrong?
Absolutely.
Is your ego that big where you got to prove yourself right by hoping he hang himself so you can say, see, he wasn't ready. But you're going to put him in a situation with less reps. And then when he show out with his less reps, oh, well, you know, it's only OTAs. Oh, you're going to say, oh, well, anybody can do that. It's only 7-on-7. Oh, it's only 11-on-11. Oh, you know, he only threw 10 passes. Anybody can do that with 10 passes. Well, I think it's harder with less passes to have an 80% average. I think the more reps you get, the better your odds get with your percentage. Because you can't afford to throw no bad passes out of 9 because your percentage go,
yeah. 7 for 9, and he was what, 75% or something like that? 7 for 9.
Where? Yeah,
something like that. But now, Greg,
he 7 for 9, 3 touchdowns in the red zone.
Cook and Greg, I mean, look,
in the red zone
gotta
that,
be,
you know.
But they say he just started on the 30, 7-on-7. Them not real touchdowns. Nobody's in equipment. There's no rush on him. It's like you could always sell it down. Who cares? It's OTAs. Well, why they numbers ain't the same?
Look, only thing Shedeur need to do is just go out there and just keep doing his thing. That's it. You just got to keep doing your thing, man. That's why I said that's all you can do. Look, hey, it starts from the moment you wake up and you get out of bed, and it don't stop. You get in that facility, everything is so under a microscope of what you doing. Not because of just your name, but because of the position you in, because the opportunities they not allowing you to have, all of the things you just talk about. So he's under that microscope. So everything has to be on point, all the way throughout. Because come training camp, you're right. Come training camp, they need to know who's our number one, because we need to start building the team going in that direction. Because the number one guy obviously going to get the bulk of the reps to get the team prepared. They're going to go through preseason. Then once they get through preseason, regular season start first week September, and we need to know where we at. So we'll see, man. We'll see, come this next mandatory OTA session, will the reps be even, is what they say. Because it's crazy for them to say, yeah, we got every quarterback gonna have a equal opportunity, but then they downplay to say, oh, it's just OTAs. So
they got 2 fields. Think about it. They got 2 fields. They say Jude ain't never going on that field over there with the rookies. Ever.
Oh, he ain't. He told him.
So what I'm saying is,
I wouldn't go either.
On the field with him, if you on the other field all the time, you never on the field with him. It ain't fair because you're not going to swap fields with the quarterbacks. So let's call it what it is. It's not like you're going to say, all right, y'all two going to start over there with the Scrubs. All right, we're going to send Flack over there with the Scrubs. You're not going to send Flack over there with the Scrubs. Why y'all playing? He not finna ever go on that field, just like Judah ain't finna go on that field. So how is it even? Even mean you get the same amounts with the same groups. Mm-hmm. So again, who are you talking to, kids? Because you're not finna do that. You're not finna make Flacco throw to a fourth string guy. He's not finna do it. And rightfully so. But that's why I say, who are y'all playing with? Like, that don't even make sense. Everybody who ever played ball, ever watched ball was like, when they do that, they don't do that at park ball. There's no what they call participation trophies here. There's no oh, everybody's gonna get the same chance. Like that don't happen, especially at this level, and we don't expect it to happen. But to tell us that like this some kind of Pee Wee League football, everybody's gonna get a chance to play quarterback, that kind of crap. And you know everybody ain't the same quality. You're only doing this so you can appease this one group, because you're not doing it to appease Gabriel and his audience, because he ain't got no audience. So you really know, like I said, it's only targeted at Shedeur's audience to shut us down and make us think that he's gonna get a fair shot. Yet as soon as you get your butt out there, he get the least amount of reps. And he don't get out there with the first team at all, just like you expect for a fifth rounder. But you know what really gets on my nerves is you got to keep calling this man a fifth rounder, knowing good and doggone well. Because somebody made the comment on one of these shows. They said, hey, if Shedeur or Gabriel had an arm like Flacco, they would have been a first rounder. And I'm like, it made me redefine what is a first rounder. Y'all decided that he wasn't going to be a first rounder. Y'all decided that, because everybody he trained with, everybody he hang with, it was first rounders. And it's been the case, and it's been talked about for years. That group he was in, he was there. All of a sudden, right for the draft, he's no longer qualified. And he got to watch all the people who he was on that level with go in the first round. And you call him a fifth round. They ain't call him a second round, a third round. You will say that's not collusion. You will play me like El Dodo, like he go from first round to fifth. We don't talk enough about that. We don't talk enough about that. We got to keep calling this man a fifth rounder like he had fifth round numbers in college. Like he wasn't the golden arm, like he wasn't all conference, all American, all this, all that, breaking records galore at Colorado. In Jackson State, you really want to talk about it as a young freshman and sophomore, and we still call this man a fifth rounder. That's an insult. And that's an insult he got to carry on his head. As if, you can say, hey, this guy like Brady. Brady didn't touch the doggone field till his senior year. My mistake. Just like he didn't touch the field in the pros until Bledsoe got hurt. So nobody owed him nothing. He took advantage of his opportunity. Shedeur had from day one from the time he stepped foot on the college as a freshman, he was breaking records and breaking expectations from day one. So how do you call him a fifth rounder? He is nothing about his numbers, his completion percentage, his nothing. That's a fifth rounder. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right on that, Greg. You're right. They still holler that.
Cook, bro.
Yeah, they like that. So when we look at Dylan Gabriel, the quarterback that was selected before Shedeur, what's your thought on him, JR? Then Greg, the position he's in. And I showed yesterday some passes he was throwing. He threw one pass, bro. Let me show it to you right quick. Yeah, this the guy. I hate doing him like that, but it is what it is. This pass right here. No, that's the wrong one. That's one of the interception. They batted down. He already short. That's what he got going on with him. But this pass right. Let's see. I know I had that. I mean, bro, watch this. I can't wait to. Yeah, you go first, JR. Greg probably kill it. Who are you throwing the ball to? Who is he throwing the ball to? I'm just saying. Wasn't no pass rush. They wasn't gonna hit him. They wasn't gonna hit him. He just threw the ball.
Somebody shot it out the sky.
They was throwing it to me.
What they do, Greg? Let me show them one time. Let me show them one more time to the chat. Let me show them one more time. This dude. I mean, ain't nobody there.
Caught it.
And you gonna tell me?
Caught it, y'all. I caught it.
He took more reps. That's Shedeur. I'm just saying, JR.
That's what it is, BWatts. That's the model of the NFL. That's the model they're gonna go with. You heard it from Shady
Man, ain't
McCoy.
nobody in the
That's
NFL doing that, JR.
that's what they do, man. That guy was drafted in the 3rd round. He gonna have a few more opportunities to make mistakes. That's what's gonna happen. I don't understand why it's like that, but that's just how it is. We've heard it time and time again from reliable sources, players that have played in the league for years that say that. 1st round pick, they're gonna come in, they're gonna be able to make all the mistakes in the world. 2nd round guy, they're gonna be able to do the same thing. 3rd round guy, they got a little bit more leeway to make more mistakes. Anybody after the 3rd round, you gotta pretty much be spot on because the microscope is on. So look, I don't understand the rhyme or the reason why, but obviously, when you start putting economics into it and return on investment and the opportunity to see what is what, that's what I can boil it down to. But I don't really think much about Dylan Gabriel, to go back to your original question, B. Watts. I don't care about him.
Yeah.
Like, I care about
I joke, man. I
what's
joke,
good.
JR.
What everything that Greg said. What are y'all doing to rectify the situation by saying all the quarterbacks supposed to be on an even playing field, but it ain't an even playing field? That's what I want to know. So at least give my boy double-digit reps. They could at least gave him 10 reps. They just cut him right there at 9. It's crazy to me.
They had to do their special teams out here.
Man, come
Yeah,
on.
that what it was. It was special team. They had to do their special team when it came up.
Do it like
Hold on before you go. Hold on before y'all go. A1 Sport. Want to thank A1 Sports for the super chat $4.99. What's the order in the quarterback depth room right now? A1 Sport. They going Flacco. They going Kenny Pickett, and then they going Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, man, they had to get that punt team right. That's why Shedeur had to get his reps cut. You can't take away. You can't take away from the punt team for a fifth round quarterback. That's not important. But look, Gabriel was screwed. His heart sunk when they called Shedeur after him. He already knew what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's look at Gabriel. Gabriel old the dirt, right? He done went to UCL. Was it Oklahoma? Why do you leave there? Why do you leave there and go to Oregon, right, for 1 year, right? Now think about this type of programs he been at. Well, because when he was at Central Florida, they wasn't in the Big 12 and then like that at that point. They were still in the lower conference, right? They were still in the lower conference. So that's the main reason why he probably left in the little bouncy house, right? He probably, competition was low. He was at the bouncy house. We was there, little bouncy house. And then he went up there to Oklahoma. Then he went on. Now think about this. What are you surrounded by in Oregon? You surrounded by everybody in Oregon that make you look good. Think about it. You got all your running backs and receivers running 4.3. You got these big, huge linemen. And let's look at how many times he gets sacked. Him and that's a honey hole. Him and Bo Nix got a honey hole their last year. But that man is everything is perfect around you. People say, what if Shedeur went into that? He would have a field day because it's designed for you to better throw the ball. And then when you don't, you got a running back there who they scared he get loose. He run a 4.3. They ain't never put nobody back there on run a 4.3 every single year. 2-3 of them. So that's what you surrounded by. So nobody ain't really got to pin you. That's like how the Alabama quarterbacks used to be back in the day. Alabama quarterbacks, they go to NFL undefeated every year. Every one of them get them a national championship. They got some kind of big mutant back there, running back every year. Is a mutant running back. Derrick Henry, Ingram, or somebody. Somebody gonna be a mutant back there every year. So you're gonna have a mutant in the running back gang, gonna run over everybody, even if the line don't block, which they gonna block because they're gonna have half the line going to NFL every year, right? And then you're gonna have the quarterback. All he had to do is hand the ball off and throw the ball every now and then. He's gonna go first round every year. Oh, you're gonna say, oh, he's a good quarterback because they was undefeated. He's a Heisman candidate because they were undefeated. He ain't never under pressure. He ain't never had to really do nothing because he got all these great people around him. So you can't compare him to a Shedeur. So when you get out there, you go and just you can't hide behind these mutants. You can't hide behind just you and your arm. Go figure why all these type of quarterbacks don't do well in the NFL. Name them. Name any of them quarterbacks that came out of Alabama, even Oregon. I mean, Bo Nix doing all right, but he's 47.
Yeah.
Not 47, dog.
He's 47 years old. And, I'm just saying, like, he don't been in every conference. So it's like, I guess, but outside of that, name any quarterback out of Oregon. Mariota, he was a glamorized backup quarterback. That's basically what he was, is. So he ain't got nobody really making no noise out of any of those programs. All they had to do is just manage the game. And that's what he's supposed to do. You expect him to throw that ball, that's what you get. That's what you get. We didn't even know he was short until he got there. He looked like a giant. He looked like a giant out there in Oregon. He looked like he was 6'3".
Nah.
I thought he was 6'6".
Not a giant in Oregon. 6'6". Come on, dog. I can't let you do that.
Everybody, he looked huge in Oregon.
He was a giant, Greg.
I'm lying. You know he was a midget in Oregon. You didn't know he was short at
until that picture came out in Cleveland by Joe Flacco.
And like, no, I thought he was 6'6". But they were talking about it. He was just great. He was at the Heisman. He had a little flowers around his neck.
Man.
It's like he just looked huge. And then he get down, it's like he got the Wizard of Oz. They turn that curtain back.
It will.
Oh,
Greg, you sound
man.
I thought he was
JR, answer that question from JR. He got a question right here. What accolades did Dylan Gabriel have last year other than a Heisman candidate, and should not have had that he had Shedeur spot? What you think about that comment right there?
Miss Kimberly Nashville, and that's an awesome question. And I'm very intrigued to know, what did Dylan Gabriel do? I mean, outside of being a candidate for the Heisman, which is that's a good thing. Look, everybody can't win, but to be nominated and to be a candidate, that's still a great accomplishment. But I don't know what record he broke at Oregon. Only thing I can say is he started a lot of games. Being 6 years playing college football, started a lot of games, so he probably high up in the list as far as Division I quarterbacks that started the game, but nothing jumps out to say he broke a passing yard record, or he broke a touchdown record, or he broke a rushing yard record. Like, nothing jumps out. So he can hang his hat on being nominated and being a candidate to go sit there in New York for the Heisman Trophy presentation that our boy Travis Hunter took home. But yeah, he ain't got nothing, Mrs. Williams. Nothing.
We know the whole point of the Heisman is
nothing. Matter of fact, if you really want to hear about him, go over YouTube, type in Zach Taylor. I think Zach Taylor, or it's Zach somebody. He's on now with Garrett now. He told him today when he was out there at practice about Dylan Gabriel. I ain't gonna say what he said, but hey, he told the truth.
Look,
yeah.
BWatts. I'm still pissed at a lot of the Cleveland reporters when Kevin Stefanski stood there at the podium and said, look, we had Dylan Gabriel as the number 2 quarterback on our draft board. And nobody to
Hold
this
on.
day,
Hey,
nobody has said anything else about who should
hey,
have number
that's
one in
exactly
the
what
draft.
Zach was saying. That was hey, they asked Zach. They said, Zach, what you think about Dylan Gabriel? Kevin Sebastian stood up at the podium and said, we had him on our chart as a third round draft pick and the top quarterback in the draft. Zach came and said, he said, well, I'm going to be honest with you. When I was out there, he shouldn't even be in the league from what I saw. He said that. He said it, man. I said, yeah, Zach Jackson. My bad. I said Zach Taylor, but his name's Zach Jackson. Type it in today. Everybody in the chat, type his name in and listen to his interview when they had him there. Oh, boy, they were shocked, boy. They were shocked he said that. He that told them. When they asked him, he told them.
Man, don't let me get no credentials for a press pass. That's the first question I'm asking. Well, who was number one on your draft board? Microphone all up in there.
Oh,
Because
boy.
I just don't get it, man. He stood up there
Hey,
so brash and he said it. And I
said, play it, BWatts. I ain't going to do the man like that, y'all. Hey, he came out and said, he don't know why him and Kenny Pickett, Kenny Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel on the team. He that came out and told him from what he saw at camp.
I think they're gonna be. I think Gabriel be a good UFL quarterback, like over there with the Destroyers. Over there. But he can kill it out there, boy.
He can't be a bad up, bro.
But it was good. I don't know why they didn't let him play in the league.
With the Destroyers.
Yeah. That's what's name. The Destroyer that be kicking the YouTube. He be on that team with him. I don't know what that team called. UFL. Is it CFL?
Yeah.
UFL.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
He'd be good for UFL. The whole doggone thing about the Heisman. I got a conspiracy theory for y'all since y'all said that what I do, but they turned out to be true. I believe that whole Heisman. The whole Heisman thing was the kick Shedeur while he down. Okay. This is what I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna prove this to y'all. This whole Heisman was to stop Shedeur. Right? Check this out. You had how many quarterbacks?
It was what? It was two.
Two quarterbacks.
Cam Ward, Dylan Gabriel. Yeah.
His homeboy, who he basically gave the Heisman to because he's like, I ain't gonna compete with you. One of us gonna get it. They've been saying that for 2 years. And they were trying to figure out how to pit him against Travis. That wasn't gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
So then they went and told Cam Ward to come back. Cam Ward supposed went last year in the 5th round or something. And they were like, oh, come on back. We're going to give you number one. How you go over here? Number one, they're supposed to be Shedeur spot. Remember, for the last 2-3 years, Shedeur supposed to be number one, supposed to be Travis. Well, think about it. Number one and number two. Prime say, oh, no, we'll give it to his training partner. And it's going to be number one, number two, but it ain't going to be you. So they say, let's get Cam Ward. It's a poke at him. Out of all people to get the number one, it's going to be you, Travis. Are you going to be number one? I'm going to be number two for 2 years. They've been saying that. And they found a way to get the guy who supposed to been gone last year. Man, he went up there as the number one pick. I don't even think he believed it when he walked up there. He the most solemn number one pick I ever seen. You knew he ain't supposed to be up there.
Come on, man.
But he knew. Like, no, last year I'm gonna be.
Oh hell no, bro.
Look, man didn't even go in the draft the year before. He's like, I went from the 5th round pick to the number one pick in the draft in 1 year. All I had to do was go to Miami and let them give me some games and try to get me in the playoff. And then I couldn't do it. So then I go in the bowl game and then I ain't even want to finish the game. Let Shedeur do that crap. That's what I'm saying. It was clear as day. It was a poke at Shedeur. Because his homeboy won the Heisman. The guy he went against, the guy he trained with for the last few years, going back and forth, here now. Then you go put Gabriel. Nobody was even checking for Gabriel. We don't even know how he made the top 4. They could have put Scatterboo in there, as far as I'm concerned. They could have put 2 running backs in there because Scatterboo was making more noise. You probably get Dylan Gabriel. We like, they just had to throw a quarterback. Our runner, he gonna be the guy that they put over him in the draft. It's all about him. Shedeur. Then you know you couldn't ignore old boy out there and what he was doing out there. And I call it Division II, where everybody called lower division football, but Janty ran all over everybody, and nobody wanted to call him out for the lower level play. Oh, it's just the lower level, or it's just FCS, or it's just whatever. They didn't do that. So yeah, he couldn't deny him, just like you couldn't deny Travis. But everybody else was clearly aligned from the beginning to justify why Shedeur didn't make it, because you put 2 quarterbacks in over him then. You didn't put old boy at Louisville skipping the ball off the ground. You didn't put him in there. You went in there. Dart went in there. You know what I'm saying? But then you go in and you put Gabriel and Cam Ward in there over Shedeur with Travis Hunter. It was all, and Shedeur sent up there with tongue and cheek up in there. His dad talking to him in the ear, trying to keep him up. The same thing they did to him. When I saw them do that to him on that Heisman, I said, these folks is dirty. They shut Shedeur out the Heisman before the season even started. When he said he want to have a rap concert. Oh, his dad want to make everybody go to the rap concert. He can't win no Heisman. What they got to do with the Heisman? He want to be a rapper, and his dad is going to kick people off the team. He's not a good leader. And they start saying crap. It was this time last year with the spring game. They just saying crap. Oh, he's going to go in the second round. They just start saying crap before the season even started. No, they said he ain't threw a ball, just like he ain't threw a ball since December. And his draft stock went pew.
Yeah, that I don't get. I don't buy into a lot of conspiracy, but I don't get it.
They did it last year. Bro. How you get between the third season and his last season at Colorado that all of a sudden the media has started putting a campaign out against him that he wasn't a team player. They start pointing out everything going on in the Colorado locker room. They said they strapped up, they got guns. Everything was hidden. Colorado that summer. They was hitting Cole Prime, they was hitting Shedeur. They was this tag, and I'm like, they trying to get in their head before the season starts so they have a bad season. But guess what that was about? So they can say Shedeur can't be a good top quarterback because he didn't win. See, the goal was for Shedeur not to win. He won, and then they really started. They almost had a stroke and aneurysm heart attack at the same time. If Shedeur them had made it to that conference championship, because they wouldn't have been able to pull that 5th round on him. Tell me I'm lying. If he had went to that conference championship, all their plans they had would have failed immediately. Because no way they would have been able to justify giving him a 5th round pick if he went from a 1-11 team to a 4. They stole a whole bunch of games his first year to the conference championship. They would not been able to put him in the 5th round. They needed every narrative they could get. They needed, you gonna lose. They didn't lose. So then they were like, these fool can't make it to the conference championship. They sure better not make it to the playoff because we're gonna have to draft this fool number 1. And we done brought Cam Ward back. And we trying to get him to the championship, and y'all messing up our narrative. Cam Ward was supposed to go to the playoff because they already had their mindset that he was going to be the number 1. Because they started saying that. They never said that the last 2 years. Nobody was checking on Cam Ward that whole Pac-12 year. Nobody was checking on Cam Ward. That's why he didn't go in the draft last year. And I was feeling bad for him. I'm like, Cam Ward, good. They was not checking for Cam Ward. Then he came back, and all of a sudden, like by halfway through the season, they gave him the Cal game. They gave him the Virginia Tech game. They was trying to get them in the top 10. Every time they lost or almost lost, they kept them in like the top 5, definitely the top 10. Even after they lost, they stayed in the top 10 because their goal was to get Miami in the playoff, but they couldn't pull it off because they had to justify Cam Ward going number 1. We still can't justify why he went number 1. Tell me, since we here, I can wait. I can pass it back to you, BWatts. Why did Cam Ward go number 1? What records did he break? He didn't win the Heisman. He didn't go to the playoff. He didn't go in the conference championship. Why did he go number 1? Well, I'll wait. Because their mind was already made up that he was going to go number 1.
He wasn't that good to me. I'm on record saying Jackson Dart was better than him.
But forget it.
He wasn't that good to me. Jackson Dart was a better quarterback than him to me. I said that.
Number 1 in the draft. What justifies Cam Ward to go number 1 in the draft? I say he went 5th, number 1, 1st round, but what made him go number 1? Because you knew one of them teams was gonna take a quarterback.
You got to add Tennessee, that big dog.
Yeah,
I got the answer. Needed a quarterback. Right. We knew they needed a quarterback, and they kept going back for it. Is Shedeur gonna go? It kept. What makes Cam any better than Shedeur? Miami supposed to have been a better team than they turned out to be. It was helping Miami up. They were showing out of Cam Allen. You hear nothing negative about him the whole season. Nothing negative. Nothing negative about his sidearm. Everything. Oh, he's like Mahomes. Everything was great because they would set him up to be the number one guy. But he fell short. His team did not make the conference championship. They had it laid up for him. They supposed to lost 2-3 more games that year. And then their record would have been better than Colorado, and he would not have been number one. Because then you would say, well, Dawn, why did we pick him number one in the draft? Or why he not fifth round? Because he got the same record as Shedeur again. Because remember, he had the same record the year before. Because Cam Ward started off high, Shedeur started off high their first year, right, and then went down.
Mm-hmm.
So when you compare him to Shedeur, why do you put him way up here, Shedeur way down here, when their numbers and the record was going to be identical? So they had to protect Miami's record. Miami was falling apart. They sit up there and lost to Georgia Tech. Then when they lost late, then it was Syracuse. They lost late. They were trying to push them into the conference. They were going to get them the conference championship. They weren't going to put SMU in there. They was trying to get that boy to that playoff because they already made up their mind he was going to be the first pick. They had nothing to do with his performance because they had to justify why Shedeur didn't go number one in the draft. Now, how they slid him all the way to fifth, that's a mystery of all times. How they pulled that off.
They did the switcheroo. They did the switcheroo. It's the switcheroo. Because you said what? If you look at it, you know, and no discredit to Cam Ward. I think he's a good ball player, man. Texas guy through and through. But yeah, going from, you know, no stars. Look, you had a hell of a career at Incarnate Ward in San Antonio, and then you move yourself to Washington State, put up numbers, but you don't win. You know, so you could throw for a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns and have a splash play here there, but you're not winning. You get to Miami, or you consider going into the draft, but word on the street is you're not going to be a top quarterback. Look, it was a lot of quarterbacks coming out in that draft. A lot. J.J. McCarthy won the national championship. You had Michael Penix that played in the national championship game. There was talks of Quinn Ewers going out at the time, but you had Bo Nix go out, Caleb Williams. Then you had Jaden Dan. It was a lot. So where did he stack up against those guys? Look, somewhere 4th, 5th round, probably. I don't know what I don't know what the projections were, but he wasn't beating those guys out. Went to Miami, and then the switcheroo occurred because everything you said about us hearing about Shedeur from not just our own mouths, but we talking about people that get paid to analyze the game. The Mel Kipers, the Todd McShays, the NFL networks, the ESPNs, the Fox Sports 1, like all of these people that get paid to analyze football, that play football, were saying that Shedeur Sanders, first round talent, and then you don't throw a ball from December and your draft stock go down. Like I still go with the conspiracy of the sins of your father from Coach Prime speaking out against the NFL in certain ways. How he would downplay some things that's going on in NFL, the way the league is going, the way they conducting things like that. I think it was kind of like, dog, your name is not bigger than the league, and we gonna punish your son for it. That's me.
They could. He been did that. If that's the case, because he was the biggest advocate for the NFL. But if you want to say he throwing shots, he was throwing shots at Jackson State. So y'all could have been let it known, but that was low down and dirty because they let them think all the way up to really the week of the draft, probably right before the draft, that he was still in a good position. But my thing is this. This is supposed to have been Shedeur's year. Because it was word on the street is they were going to put Shedeur. Shedeur could have came out, according to his dad and what he heard the year before. His junior year, he could have came out. But he wasn't going to come out with all them quarterbacks. He came back for his senior year. He came back to be with Travis. That was hands down supposed to have been in Shedeur's year. Let me prove it. I ain't going to throw no video, no stuff. Let me prove it. You know why I know it's supposed to be in Shedeur's year? Because that whole summer, the only person they measured him to was Beck at Georgia. Beck was supposed to be the guy, and we kept saying, well, what did Beck do? He barely did something the year before, but he was the only quarterback. that they had to compare Shedeur to. Then Ewing showed up on the game cover with Travis Hunter, right? So technically, it was only 2 quarterbacks that they mentioned. Cam Ward was nowhere in the conversation. He ain't even supposed to be back that year. So they were only talking about Beck. Beck went and had a bum year. He was nowhere near. We knew he wasn't because he didn't really do that. He was another player in a great system at Georgia. Oh, his arm's so great. I remember them boy Buff and Prime dissecting them. That's how I know. They dissected Beck like a mother. He was fighting with the Georgia people on the YouTube doing the summer this time. And we're like, Beck ain't hitting on nothing. And they were dogging Shedeur out. Beck sure enough fell apart. Ewing sure enough fell apart. They was never good. This was Shedeur's year. Then all of a sudden, and shining armor, Cam Ward slide in. But nobody was checking for Cam Ward. Nobody was like, oh, sucks. Cam Ward is back. Oh, sure. Nobody was thinking about it. Cam Ward was a build-a-bear. He was a builder quarterback. Nobody, he came in. The media built him up. Nobody knew that Cam Ward, he was an underrated quarterback. He was an underrated quarterback. He did all the same crap at Washington. Nobody was checking for him. So all of a sudden, because it was Shedeur's year, oh, we're gonna puff up Cam Ward because Beck ain't doing crap. Ewing ain't doing crap. Oh, this would be great. Don't he work out with him? Oh, we're gonna build up this rivalry and use this storyline. But it was all that Shedeur. It was never about Cam Ward. It was pump up anybody against Shedeur because he's supposed to be the number 1 pick in the draft, and it was Operation Stop Shedeur from being number 1. Again, they pulled that off, but I don't know how they pulled out this 5th round. That was just straight overkill. We finna destroy you. Hope you jump off 285 with ankle weights on. That's what they were trying to do to him. That's what they wanted. That's what they tried to do to him. Because
Greg on the heater right now, man. Not 285 with ankle weights.
With ankle weights on. Greg. Fast.
Yeah.
That's what they only know what 285 is, do they? 285 go around and down.
I know what it is. That thing all go all the way around.
I'm just trying to get up to that exit right there. And you got Spaghetti Junction come right over, and he just jump off Spaghetti Junction.
Yeah.
Junction. Right. So that's what they wanted to do.
Oh man, I know I gotta go down.
Took his number 1 pick.
Boy said 285.
With the ankle weights.
Greg said 285 that take you round and round. After that 3rd round, you'll be saying, dog, that's that same building. What I'm doing up here? That's that same bank with that same window and that same door. I just passed that 30 minutes ago. At 285.
Yeah. Keep going around.
Hey, y'all. Going around. Boy, I got to get out of here, man. Hey, I appreciate everybody for watching Sports Talk. We'll be BWatts on a Thursday night with Greg Setter and JR Box. We enjoyed it once again. A great show from the guys. Appreciate them. Appreciate everything they do. Want to thank the chat. Want to thank everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Sports Talk with BWatts. We'll be here. And later on tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, JR, give us your last word, and Greg will give us his, and we out of here, fellas.
Nah, again, BWatts, man, salute to you for curating the spot, man, and allowing me to be on the platform to speak with you, man, and speak with Greg. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Hopefully y'all had a great week. Wind it down, man. Get a lot of rest out there. And look, I'm not a conspiracy theory like guy, but Greg, you was on the heater tonight, bro. You lined it up pretty well tonight. So, hey, shout out to Greg. Said it, man.
Hey, he only do it on my show. When he on his show, I watched him. I watch the replay. I don't catch it live. He don't never act like that on that show, man. I said, I'm going to do this on BWatts show. He my dog, though. He took us on 285. Man,
yeah,
he
said that. I was through. But no, shout out to Greg.
He said 285. I said, uh-oh. It's time to get off this thing.
It's to you, Greg, man.
He ready to take. That's what Kevin Stefanski doing. He's putting us on 285 going around and around and around and around and around.
That's exactly what he doing.
Greg, tell them where they can find you at, bro.
Hey, they say, no, that's 285 south. We going 285.
No, keep going. Yeah. No, hey. When I first got on 285, they said, ain't that I said the same thing. Ain't that the X? They said, nah, I said, keep going. Then we came back around an hour later.
Ain't that the X?
Ain't that the X again?
Nah,
keep going around and around another hour. Stayed on 285 for 4 hours my first time on there, bro. Hey, go ahead, Greg. Tell them where they can find you at, man.
They say Atlanta is. I thought Atlanta was a little city. It's a big city, boy. It is. Look, Greg said,
yeah,
on his YouTube. I wish I could do like BWatts and be on that Twitter and Instagram. I got it set up, but I don't be on. But I'm on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. Like he say, we go on Sundays. Right now we're at 2-ish. You know, if I can get back home on that 2. I don't push it back to 2.
Man, you want on no 2? Stop that, Greg. Time out. You told me that the last time you gonna be on that 2. I came on at 3. They said
BWatts is on.
Don't you know you and Greg on the same?
It was 3:15. Greg put. I was like, bro, he said I got.
Why you folks thought you told me you were going on at 2?
3:15. You came on
at 2, but I went on there after 2. But then they're like, BWatts.
Yeah, I said he told me he going on at 2.
Yeah, it got messed up. I got man.
Once again, so what time you coming on Sunday?
2.
Ish.
You don't
That's
know.
what he said the first time.
Like,
You don't know.
Look, but I be on with BWatts on Thursday, so because BWatts, he not an instigator. He pulls stuff out of you. You see how slick he is. He be slick. He like what's that guy name? He like Dr. Phil, Jerry Springer type dude. You know, he like stir up stuff.
Oh no. No,
like
he put Montel Jordan.
He put JR on here with us, so you know JR. You know he fall right into the trap. So this show was set up for this. BWatts set this show up to be acting like this because he put JR in there. He knew JR was going to be.
He's the way I set him up.
Yeah, he set me up.
He got me for the
once again, want to thank everybody for tuning in. Once again, like I said, I love these guys just like my brothers, man. Especially JR Boxer came along and joined me and Greg, and we ain't let him went yet. So he never did answer my text. I guess he'll answer my answer my text whenever he look at it again, or I read to him so he can.
There you go.
Yeah, he on 285 too, I guess. What the hell Greg doing?
Not a point to the thing.
Oh, you trying to point this thing? Yeah, right. Hey man, I'll see y'all again, man. I gotta get out of here. I gotta go get me some or cook me some. I probably have to cook me something. I don't want to. Ooh, I hate washing dishes. But appreciate it, JR. Appreciate it, chat. Appreciate it, Greg. Said it, everybody in. Everybody, once again, tune in to Greg between 2 and 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. He'll be on between that time. And I just leave the middle alone. I just do my morning and my evening. I don't want nobody fussing at me. Don't you know you and Greg on at the same time? I'm trying to support both of y'all. I got my phone on Greg. I got my TV on you. Come on, y'all, get it together. I said, dog. All right, fellas, y'all be good, man.